Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Venkatesh. This is very similar to the just commentary videos that I have already uploaded. Two of them, the link which I'll be putting down in the description below. In this particular video, I just felt I had to answer a question that was really asked by students as well as a few parents. Does rank matter? Does percentage matter? Uh, See, the answer is both yes and no. The short answer is yes, because your merit will ensure that you can get into the best institutes out there, the best colleges which are there, the best academic achievement that you can have is having a rank, having a very good percentage. The long answer is no, because even if you do not have the required merit, which means to say if you do not even have the sufficient percentage required for an institution, that does not mean that you are not hardworking. You are not stupid, you're not dumb, you're not unintelligent, you are smart. It's just that you're not accustomed to the way people study generally. You do not know that probably you did not take studies that very seriously, and that is why you feel that ranks do not matter. See, don't look at it from a perspective of hate, don't look at it from a perspective of jealousy or enviousness. Look at rank from a perspective of how much you can do as a human being, what is your mental capacities, and that is the reason why you even want to have a rank, or let us say have an academic achievement. But apart from this, rank can only be held by a few set of people. What about the rest of us? That includes myself. I am not a rank holder. I'm also an average student throughout my school and my college years. Does that mean that I'm stupid or unintelligent? I would never say that I'm very intelligent, because you can never keep appreciating yourself. But you are smart, you know, in the sense that they use these terms like street smart, academic smart, and so on and so forth. Nothing of that sort. We'll not get into all those urban dictionary words, I guess. We can ignore all of that. When we are trying to focus on the fact that, am I good enough in academics? Am I good enough in getting a percentage? Kindly remember that you can only succeed in something you like continuously. You can succeed in something you don't like probably once or twice. And just like every other interest out there, success comes only when you're keeping your efforts in line along with interest. So if you feel that you do not have sufficient interest in studies, I know parents will tell that you have to force yourself to get the interest. Rather, you need to develop a mindset wherein you like to learn. You see, there's a major difference between studying and learning. Studying is something that you can do just through observation, just by looking at someone else. The word study literally just means to say studying, which is observation, which is noticing, and so on and so forth. Whereas learning is where you actually imitate what another person is doing. Like, it's a very standard example. I don't mind using this. Do you study to drive a car, or do you learn to drive a car? This is a very simple question which you can answer just by thinking about it. You learn to drive a car, because if you're going to study to drive a car, then you're going to look at the wheels it has, the engine it's made up of, the seat it has, and so many other physical aspects of it. But when you're learning to drive a car, you actually sit, you start the car, you drive, you probably, make a few minor incidents with the car, and then you get a hang of it. So when you're actually studying something, you're not giving the best of efforts. But whereas when you're learning something, you're giving everything that you have. All your efforts, all your interest, everything goes into one direction. All right. So this directed effort is what makes learning really great. And if you feel that rank holders are the kind of people who learn a lot, there's your answer. A person who gets a rank, or a person who has an academic achievement, is someone who sits and learns rather than just studying everything that's given to them. All right. The reason why they learn it is because they really want to understand why they are doing it. And when you're actually focusing on learning, you end up getting the knowledge that you need. Whereas when you're studying something, you'll study it today, but you'll forget it tomorrow. All right. But when you're learning something, even if you learn it today, it's very rare that you're going to forget something that you learned, because that's how learning happens. The human mind is actually structured to learn something rather than study something. But studying is also a part of learning, because when you learn something and then you're studying based on your interest, you can understand it much better. If you don't have the interest, you're not going to learn. And because you don't have the interest and you're not learning it, you won't understand what you're studying. But if you have the interest and you're keeping your mind into learning it, you're definitely going to learn this area of interest. So this is how it generally works. That is why studying and learning really need to be differentiated even at a school level. If you don't know the difference, you're watching the video to get to understand why studying and learning are different and why rank really matters. I'll get to that also. People who get a rank, they do it because they want to get into the best institutions. Does that mean you don't deserve to get into the best institutions? You can definitely pay your way through, but if you have a rank, you can get that scholarly effort and get into the institution anyway. I'm just speaking reality here, nothing to be shy of. But when you really love something, when you really are interested in studying and learning something, I'm using the word learn again, you have to really focus on why you're doing it. All of these successes that you hear of scientists and great academicians and great scholars, they very seldom use the word study, they use the word learn, they use the word observation, they use the word knowledge in much better clarity compared to what a commoner would do. And that is why they are exceptional and we are not. Does that mean we can't strive to be someone like that? We absolutely can. So this question is not to tell you which college is the best or where you have to go. That's completely like, if you watch my previous video of where I've stated, does fees and everything really matter? You can just watch that to get a clarity on that. I'm going to speak about if you're really interested in learning, and especially, like I said, I'm not an expert in arts or science, I won't be speaking about it. If you're really interested in learning commerce, which subject should you focus maximum first? And I had already answered this question in my previous video. It was accounting, because accounting is the base out of which the entire commerce field occurs. But you can develop a lot of interest in other subjects too. So you have to actually sit and learn something, and learning requires practice. Studying does not require practice. Studying just requires you to sit and read something or write something on a continuous basis. So that's why you feel stressed when you're studying something, but when you're learning something, you don't feel the stress because your mind is actually giving the sincere efforts required to register the knowledge that you're gathering for yourself. So most of the students have this big question in their heads. Am I supposed to get a rank? Everyone should. But you know what the gap is? Most of them are not interested in it. That's why they just sit and study or cram themselves before an exam, go and write the examination, get a passing percentage, and they're satisfied with it. Whereas those who are really interested in learning the subject, they do not care about the rank, but they try to learn everything they know, and by default, they tend to get a rank. Of course, this point can be disagreed with a few subject areas, but nevertheless, what I'm saying is not universal, but it is in general. That's how you're supposed to focus on academics. You're supposed to learn, not study alone. Studying will happen only when you start learning it. So if you're not interested in a few subjects, are you supposed to neglect them? Of course not. You need to get a good percentage. You have to study something to clear it. But if you're learning a subject that you really like, for example, I really like economics. So I sit and study and learn economics on a regular basis. I try to gather as much as I know about economics, all the facts and numbers and statistics and theories and so on and so forth. So I'm trying to learn it like it's part of my life. All right. Whereas if I'm going to study economics, I'll just open a book, read a few sentences, write down those sentences for practicing, go to the exam, write it, clear it. But if I'm learning it, I will try to apply the concept of economics. For example, demand or supply. I'm going to apply it on a daily basis, and that is where I'm better than the rest. That is where you as the viewer can also be better than the rest. So you're focusing on the learning aspect of it and not on the studying aspect of it. Studying is part of learning, but learning is the first step that you have to incur for yourself. Can you develop interest in learning? You can't. If the subject does not interest you, no matter how much you try to learn it, you will fail eventually. You're getting me, right? And failure is okay, because only when you fail do you feel demotivated, and then you want to come back and give another try. And in the second attempt or in the third attempt, you actually get a better idea as to whether or not you like the subject area. You're getting me, right? So failure is not wrong. First of all, just because someone is failing, don't laugh at them, don't mock them, don't tease them, because they are not stupid. Nobody is stupid. All right? Everyone has well-functioning brains. Everyone has sufficient intelligence to survive. All right? So you cannot mock someone just for failing. Failure is the first attempt to have some form of success, ultimately. So when someone is laughing at you just because you failed, Ignore all of that negativity. You don't need it. All right. And focus on why you're trying to learn or study a subject. Learning will eventually lead to failure. Like I just stated, if you're going to drive a car, you're going to have a lot of incidents, and those incidents are failures. But through failure, you're observing much better as to what you're supposed to do correctly. So that way, you are actually learning something and you're practicing it also. You can't do the same in studying because it's all about just reading and writing. You're understanding, right? So focus on how to become better even after failure. Failure is okay. As a teacher, I'm telling you outrightly, if you're failing in something, it's absolutely fine. Because when you're failing at something, you're essentially giving some form of an attempt, but you're not able to understand what you're supposed to do next. You're getting me, right? It's about how your mind can attune itself to failure and succeed beyond it. Generally, people feel demotivated and discouraged once they fail. And I would just like to say, that's okay. That's the first step in acknowledging the fact that you are not good enough. Does that mean you can never be good enough? No. You're getting me, right? So do not be afraid of failure. Kindly face them with enough courage. All right. I know I'm saying it just to encourage you, but you can do it because even failure can turn into success. And that's why the question of is rank very important? The short answer is yes, because you get into the best institutes. The long answer is no, because you can always come back to the top. You can work your way through, learn a concept, learn a subject so well that you can still come back to the top. And if you're taking time compared to others, don't feel bad. You're just taking your own time to understand whether or not you are going to have some form of interest or success in this, in the subject area, that is. But if you don't give sufficient efforts just because you don't have the interest, then that is completely your fault, because you have neglected something that could have bettered your chances, that could have bettered your situation. You're getting me, right? So that is why parents generally don't tell this directly to you. They just scold you for not giving enough efforts. But I'll explain it to you clearly. If you're not good at one thing out of 4 things, the chances of averagely getting a better score reduces. You're getting me, right? So focus maximum on the things you're good at and focus on at least clearing the one that you're not good at so that you can maintain your average very well. That's how you know you're a good student, because that's what I used to do. And I was average. That doesn't mean I was stupid. I still had interest in a few subjects that was more of my area of expertise. And that's the same thing about you as well. So it doesn't matter if you're a science or commerce or an art student watching this. Ultimately, the logic remains the same. Only if you have the interest can you start learning, and through learning can you achieve some success in that subject that you're trying to study and learn at the same time. It's difficult, I know, that this video is just speaking the same things that you would have heard in colleges and schools, where even from your parents or relatives. But I'm not looking down upon you. I am not making fun of you. I am not teasing you. I'm not insulting you. I'm just saying it's okay. Failure is like the first thing that you can do in order to succeed. So if you are a failure, don't be proud of it, but accept it and start working on it better. All right. Like every other field, it's going to happen. You are going to fail, but it's okay. Like I just stated, it's the first step to have some success. And once you have success, you should not let the ego cloud your mind, because when you have achieved a rank or a particular scholarly position, people will look up to you. And in order to maintain that name and position that you have to give even more efforts to remain in that top position. All right, because once you're at the top, the only place that you can go is down. So hence, even the ones who are watching this, who have a rank or who have some scholastic achievement or have some scholarly standpoint, keep going. You're doing great. Just don't let the ego cloud come to your mind. Don't be egoistic thinking that I've already achieved it. No one can beat me. I've already achieved it. Nothing can surpass me. Knowledge can always surpass anything. So it's well-balanced mindset that you need to have. And that is where education comes into play. Education is not about, I repeat this, I don't mind how many ever times repeating this, it is not about having a rank or a percentage or the highest scholastic efforts. Education is about learning, progressing, and getting better. That is why you need an education. All right, and that is why education is given to all of us, not only the ones who are academically bright. So there's your point. This video was a little different. I hope you enjoyed this particular video. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a dislike if you didn't like it, that's also fine. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to have discussion with me. Do share this video with everyone if possible. I'll see you in the next one.